Well, the thing I found interesting, and I don't know if you do this with every guest or this is just something that happened with me, is when we recorded the show, you actually did it twice, and the second cut was way better. Is that something you do with everyone, or is it just kind of like I was having a bad day and you wanted to make me look better?
No, I hate to tell you this, Jeremy, but that way we do that with everybody. And you were great. You were great.
But do you have the same experience with a lot of guests where the second time is better?
Yeah. Even though you're a podcaster,
yeah,
you relaxed more the second time around. Mm-hmm. In 4 years of doing this, I've always done at least 2 takes. There were only 2 people that their first take was as good as their second take. Mm-hmm. One guy ran an ad agency, and the other guy was a big CMO at a large company and just was he was just ultra cool. You know, he was just great. And he was different. Each take was different, but the first take was just fine. But everybody's better on the second take. So that's why we always do 2. And then what happens is, because, it doesn't take long to record it, we do it twice. And then as soon as that recording session is over, then I re-record all of my takes, because I might need to set it up a little differently, the question a little differently, even though when it was live, it was fine, but I could set it up even better based on how they responded. Again, relying on my video production and editing background. So then what I have at the end of that podcast is I've got the raw footage with you. Mm-hmm. I have my raw footage in a separate file. And then I take that outline and I mark the takes that I want to use on that outline digitally. And we have a shared folder where my editor then goes and bangs it together. They have to have it together 10 days before the due date. We have a production schedule that she checks. She's my daughter. She lives in Orlando. And we send messages to each other via some of this stuff sometimes. And it's just, that works really well. She edits it. She sends it back to me. I approve it or make some changes. We used to have to work at getting that, getting it under 4 minutes, but we don't anymore. I know what that feels like. And I tell people, don't say thanks for having me. We'll edit it out. I'm not going to say welcome. I'm not going to say goodbye. We just are straight to it.
So let me ask you this, at least the effect for me, like being a podcaster, when I got done, is I'm like, man, I am so intrigued by what this guy does. I need to interview him about it. Does that happen often for you? Because it's a very cool concept and you do it very well.
Well, I appreciate that. I can't say that people are all that interested in learning about how I do it.
I guess it's because I'm a techie then. Like I'm a tech I'm very interested in like the tech of how you do it. It's just very cool.
Well, one observation I had that people have told me with this process that they appreciate is, as I mentioned, one, you're going to make me look really good. I've had to work to make my message more succinct is what they've told me. And they value that, which is great because that's kind of part of my shtick is I walk alongside people and help them improve. But they've also said, I've been on podcasts where they let me talk forever. And it's like, I'm tired of talking. I don't want to talk anymore. And he said, I've had this a couple times. I feel like people are way more likely to listen to your whole program and hear in complete what I have to say than if I'm on some other podcast that goes for an hour, hour and a half. And the feedback was, I feel like that as far as me getting my guests, my word out there, this is going to more effectively do that more time is not good. Less time focused with more people's focused attention, which is what I'm about. That is our brand. We will deliver 3 insights in 3 minutes. And you're connecting with people when you see people out in the marketplace and they walk up to you and before they say anything, they go, because that's what I do in the podcast. We feature 3 insights in about 3 minutes. And it's a little disconcerting when people walk up to you and start doing that in your face.
So